I'm myself are the type of person that likes to be justified in what I'm doing. If I warn you, if I talk to you and I plead with you, and there's no peace between us and we can't establish peace, whatever I do to you, I will be justified in doing it. So what's wrong with having a conversation with people, say what's going to come down the pipe?
So here's
things don't, let me finish. If things don't change, what's wrong with that? So you can be justified in what you do. That's how I live.
That ain't the way.
Well, hold on. Okay, if you worried about justice, the way justice works is you can't call me a criminal until you prove I committed a crime. I'm innocent to proven guilty. So Farrakhan can't call the white man a devil until he go through the process that you just said. And see what, right? Don't be calling them that. Then. Right. That's all. If it's justice, if we dealing with justice,
it was that people, bro. Based on the history of them people, bro. Come on now.
Well then, let me say this then. Hold on. So listen, hold on. I got you.
You gotta stop giving it up the way he giving it up.
Here go my point right here, man. When you say, well, you know, I believe. Hold on. The brother just said, "Welcome to the call." Keith salutes to everybody on the call, man. When the brother just said, you know the history of these people. If Farrakhan know the history of them, he know he can't sit at the table and work out no peace with them.
Right.
Again, back to what I said. If you want to be justified on what you may have to do to a person, because if you are, you got to understand that the belief of the brother as a Muslim, you have to justify what you do and can't do. And justice is a reward or a penalty.
Well, listen, he's justified. I understand that. What I'm saying is you're justified no matter what you do to these devils because of the history of what they did to you. And because Islam teaches an eye for an eye. So what I'm saying is he don't gotta go through all this sitting down at the table playing Monopoly and spades with them. We just know them the ops, them the devils. It's up and it's stuck. We gonna do to them like what happened to Malcolm when they play with us. You see, we can do it to our own. We can do it to them too. So just like if a black man will break the rules in the NOI, what can happen to him? Hey, if the white man say that, listen, man, it's up and it's stuck to the point where you got me calling Billy a devil. My thing is, I'm an angel. Angels go to war with devils. We don't talk about it. We don't sit at the table. Either you gonna tell me to stop calling them people devils, man, or we gonna sit down and talk about it. But I can't do the same. I can't do them both. See, if Farrakhan was my leader, it'll be like this. I can't call him a devil until you through with your little peace treaty. Once you get up from the table and we establish that we couldn't work out peace with them, then I'm gonna continue calling them a devil, but I can't call them that. You might work out peace with them. Farrakhan might sit at the table and say, you know what? These brothers, all right, stop calling them devils, man. I was wrong about them. So we might wanna do the innocent to proven guilty thing, right? So you see what I'm saying? Because I thought he was calling them a devil based on their history of being devils and doing what they did to our people. That's enough to justify for us doing it back if it's an eye for an eye. This Islam.
I'm going to find that tape and we're going to revisit this conversation of when Minister Farrakhan told us that Elijah Muhammad told him to stop referring to them as a devil and start referring to them as our enemy.
Well, see, Sanchez, when we start talking about starting points, though, before we
I hear you on that, man.
Before we even really get down to talk about sitting at the table, like we got to talk about starting points before we even get down to even the point that the man just made about it being a point in time where it was said to stop referring to him as a devil, right? Before we can even really get to that, Like, we got to get to the point of the transparency at the starting point, and it is none. You know what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and he was a brother out of the Morris faction, and I told him it's as simple as this. At the end of the day, everybody hands dirty.